school students, they look forward to prom every year. It's really a highlight of their entire high school experience. But Lick-Wilmerding High School in San Francisco, they're doing things a little bit differently. They're not allowing screens at prom.
Lick is known for doing things differently. The push for the screen-free prom is the brainchild of a nonprofit. So joining us live right now is Larissa May, the founder and executive director of the nonprofit Half the Story. Larissa, nice to see you.
Nice to see you too. Thanks for having me.
I think those of us who've had, teenage kids know, and you've seen those pictures. You're at the prom, you're dancing, and then everybody's suddenly on their phones, standing on the sides instead of socializing and talking to each other.
Yeah.
So what did you guys do to say, hey, let's go about it a different way? Tell us about what you guys do.
Well, first things first, Half the Story was the first nonprofit led by young people to empower the next generation's relationship with tech. But what I'll really say is that we didn't do much of anything other than help the teens do it themselves. It was actually a senior that was the student body president that said he wanted to be one of our teens to pilot this out. And we just did what we could to support them by getting them lockers and be there on site so that teens could dance like nobody was watching.
I absolutely love this idea, and perhaps there's something that even us adults might be able to learn from teens, because we're all so attached to our phones these days, and it really is a nice reprieve just to put the phones aside and interact with people in person without those interruptions. Talk about how this got started there at Lick and how the students really pulled this off, and what the experience was like for them after they put those phones away.
Yeah, so we had a screen-free prom committee. Lick was one of many schools that we were partnered with across the United States. And I actually met Sahil, who was the student leader, because I'm on the First Partners Kids Health Advisory Committee. And I saw that he was one of the only teens on the call. And I said, hey, would you give this a try? What do you think your school would think? And so he actually went to the other student body members, got their buy-in, and then we got the adult buy-in. So we were bottoms up instead of tops down. And Pinterest actually helped us pull it off by giving us a little money to actually get those lockers and host it at City Hall. And I think at Half the Story, our goal is to take the fear out of the digital world and to make screen-free fun, because if it's not fun, no one's going to get behind it, especially kids.
All right, so two questions for you. One, this prom has already been held, so tell us how it went. And two, I'm curious if it was a voluntary thing. You had the lockers there, you can put it in if you want to, or was it mandatory for entrance?
Yeah, so we really wanted to focus on the empowerment method. So we let kids put their phones away. We were encouraging it. We had a raffle, and we were happy that more than half of them actually did put their phones away. And the best part is that they never came back for them. And I think that that shows that young people do want to put their phones down. They do want to be with their peers. And there's nothing more powerful than when a teen is standing in front of a locker putting phones away. When it's an adult, sometimes there tends to be some aggression or some frustration. But when it's young people, it's just a movement. It's just like, hey, I want to wear the same sneakers that everyone else has, so I'm going to do this too.
So any metrics to tell us how well it worked out? Like, more hours of socializing, talking clocked, or, things like that. More photos taken.
If you think about it, it was a couple hundred kids. So, I like to say that we had almost, like 800 hours of dancing back in connection, and that's pretty beautiful. So for us at Half the Story, we want to keep replicating this, and one of our goals is to be able to host a white paper, do a research on this so that we can really make a case for redesigning social infrastructure in spaces for young teens to thrive.
And you also did have some ways for the folks there, the youngsters, the teens, to be able to capture the fun, right? You gave them Polaroids, which I'm sure they thought was really cool because it's retro.
We had a photo booth too, which was really fun. And let's be honest, kids love the retro era. They love the 90s. And so for them to be able to put their phones down and get disposable cameras or digital cameras back in the way that people did it before I had prom, they were excited. And I think it shows that this is just a moment in a larger movement, and we're going to keep giving teens the keys to replicate this for homecoming, prom, and the world will spin madly on, and we hope that young people can dance like nobody's watching. Because I don't know about you, but I would not want to be seeing any videos of myself dancing at any high school dance on TikTok at the age of 30. And I don't think our kids want to either.
Before we let you go, we're out of time, but I do want to know, for schools that are interested, students who are interested, maybe bring this to their school, how can they get more information?
Go to halfthestoryproject.com, or you can go to our Pinterest page for the toolkit, and we're here to help support you.
All right, Larissa May with Half the Story. We really appreciate what you're doing for our teens and showing them that there is a world outside of screens. We appreciate you joining us.
We'll be right back.
Thank you.